Guys, welcome back to the Cinema Scale. Just so happy to be here with you guys again. So I just got back from the Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour movie, and I was very, very impressed. It was like my adult self shook hands with my teenage years, my childhood put together, and then that's the emotion I felt. Obviously, you guys know this is the Cinema Scale. In this video, we're going to discuss 10 things you need to know about the Eras Tour movie. I thought the movie was phenomenal. When you're talking about entertainment, or you're talking about connecting with an audience, Taylor Swift did that amazingly. The first thing on the cinema scale, though, is the plot, the story arc, and the plausibility. The idea behind the Eras Tour, man, you guys already know. We're taking 17 years of music and we're kind of blending them together to tell this awesome and amazing and wonderful story for you. A lot of people speak very ill about Taylor Swift in connection with her performance and her music being booty. I remember when I first listened to her music, I was about 16, and it was around the Fearless Time Speak Now, that different environment. I can't say for sure what was the first song I heard by her, but I connected with it. For me personally, I believe not in a specific musician or a specific artist, but I believe that music has no discrimination because it's a language. And if the goal of that or the message of that song can be conveyed to you through that artist, then it's good music. It's good music. She successfully did that. Taylor was able to magnificently, magnificently blend these eras together in a way that I was just blown away. I was literally blown away, and I recommend that you guys look into it. Look into it. Number two, the attraction. What attracted me to the Eras tour? At first, I was like, "Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna watch the movie." I get the email, comes in, no problem. I like emails. And wife says to me, "Are you going to go?" I'm hearing good things about this movie. I know I need to put it on the cinema scale so you guys can be able to know if it's worth watching or not. And what really, really, really pulled me into this film, attraction wise, was that this woman performed non-stop. She literally, song after song after song after song after song, she did it. She did it. Now, of course, of course, then the second thing that drew me to the film was the fact that this had never been done before. No other artist has attempted something like this. And I'm like, wow, 33-year-old Taylor Swift is going to try to pull off the unimaginable. Loved her performances. Number three, the identity and the depth. Always connected with her music. Personally, I would say that for me, I need to give things a chance. You have to give things a chance in order to have an unbiased view of things. So I read the lyrics of a lot of her songs. At the time, I would read the lyrics of her songs, and they would touch me. They would literally help me to contrast what I was going through with girls and challenges versus what she's talking about in this music. And that's really where it started for me. And that was definitely conveyed in this film because it's unique. It's a concert film, so that's a whole different type of environment. But I will say that you don't feel like you're watching a concert. You literally feel like you're at a movie. The identity and depth with her, switching her character throughout these different eras, it was something unimaginable. It was fantastic. Like it really was something that is indescribable. That you have to see yourself in order to be able to get the true essence of what I'm telling you here on this review. Number four, the acting, storytelling, and context. I never knew as an actor, as a performer, that you can literally tell a story, bring it to life, live on stage like she did, and make it as smooth and effortless performance-wise as she did. I never knew. Her songs came to life, man. In this concert, the Era Tour, the movie, her songs literally leaped off the screen. If you're watching this film and you're trying to be able to understand, okay, what is this song about in particular? What emotion was she trying to convey as the artist? She did that in miraculous ways. She's going through the R.E.D era. She's going through the redemption area. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, this is something. Like, she's really switching these costumes, but also playing the role of what she was feeling during those specific eras. Excellent, excellent, excellent. 5, dialogue. Most performers don't really talk much at the concerts. Obviously, you want to save your breath, I guess. She really had great stage presence, and she was able to identify and address the audience in a way that didn't leave her coming off as sarcastic or arrogant or even rude. I really loved how she carefully chose her words, and she spoke at times that were convenient. When she introduced specific songs that meant something to her, that her fans would want to more or less understand, she took that time to speak. And that was excellent. You learn a lot about her and a little bit of her background through her dialogue in this concert. And I thought phenomenally well done. Phenomenally well done. Number 6, the cinematography. Taylor Swift. Obviously, this cinematography aspect, the visual lighting, the setting and wardrobe, we can talk about her and then talk about the director. So the interesting thing about what she did was that she had microphones that matched her set, microphone stands that matched her set, pianos that matched her set, guitars that matched her set. She switched her guitars several times. She switched her microphone several times, her microphone stands. So when you're performing and you're telling a story, it's like you're taking the audience from one point of time to another point of time. All of the set has to be precise. It has to be concise. It has to be right. She did that. In this cinematography aspect, when it came to the visual language, lighting, even the timing of certain songs, the emotion conveyed through her costumes, phenomenal. We know that Louis Vuitton made her boots. You check the bottom, Red Hills galore. We know Louis Vuitton is all over that. But even down to her specific albums that may or may not be misinterpreted, she made sure in this performance that you would not for a second be left confused. That was done so well through the visual lighting, the setting, and the wardrobe. It was very nice. The stage, different points of elevation. There was one point where she belly flops into the stage, as it seems, and the stage lights up and conveys a picture that she is swimming to her next era, which was the Midnight Era. And I've never seen anything like it. It was really well executed, I will say. And the thing about it is, going to a live concert, you're going to miss certain things. There's a lot of people around you. There's a lot of excitement. I saw this in Dolby Cinema, and it was phenomenal. So I recommend, if you're going to see the film, go see it in Dolby Cinema. Don't be cheap about it, I guess you could say. Go see it in a way that is going to bring it to life to you. The sound's going to be good. The screen is bigger, and you get much more out of the film. You get that experience that you're really looking for. Number 7, editing and pace. I really appreciated that there were some transitions throughout some scenes, because obviously in concerts, there's a waiting period. So even though there was a small waiting period, they had some nice transitions to be able to get us through those moments where she needed to change clothes, perhaps, or she needed to move this particular area, or they did a set change, or whatever was needed during that time. It was a smooth transition, pace and effect. I didn't feel like, oh boy, I'm watching a concert, everything is edited so crazily, but it was just a seamless flow, an effort. It was almost as if it was you're slicing through this story with a knife, and it's just like butter, just slice, slice, slice. Obviously, number 8 on the cinema scale, we talked about the soundtrack. There are 7 songs that are missing from the film that she performed live, and when you're thinking about a film, you have to keep in mind audience retention. The runtime for this movie is 2 hours and 58 minutes. Keep that in mind. 2 hours and 58 minutes. So it makes sense, and it's only feasible that you're going to need to make some adjustments in cutting some songs that may be a little bit more slow paced, that might drag a little bit movie wise, but not concert wise. There weren't many trailers. I think we saw a few two or three trailers in the film in the beginning. Nothing crazy, just some animated family cartoon, and then you have your series of other things. I know that there was the Troll trailer as well. So that was the second one. And then there was one other trailer. And then we go on into the main feature of the film. So I can understand why they cut certain songs from the film, even though that may be not so great for some people who go into the film. Number 9, directing, vision, and execution. I've seen many concerts on TV. I've seen concerts on YouTube. The director, he did his thing. He really did his thing in connection with this film. Director Sam Wrench. Sam Wrench. We know that he did a little bit of work with Billie Eilish. And he did some work with BTS. But I will say that his work here in directing this film is definitely going to take the cake, because it was flawless. When I say it was clear and it was executed smoothly, even down to the beginning, the opening number, it was done so well. It was literally done so well. Number 10, the it factor. We're at that part of the cinema scale where I mention why this is a one-of-a-kind and transcendent kind of film. It's Taylor Swift. It's an era tour. It doesn't get any more transcendent than that, but I'll tell you. I have a series of artists that I love. Among those artists is Michael Bublé, another artist that I really, really enjoy listening to, that I can always be down for their music, along with Michael Bublé, obviously, is Taylor Swift. When Taylor has a new album coming out, I'm your guy. Why was this film one of a kind and transcendent? Because she takes you through an emotional roller coaster. There were times where I didn't know what was going to happen in a variety of my relationships with people, and those songs were there. Those songs were there. When I read the lyrics of songs, because a lot of people make fun of her breakup wise and things like, whatever, that's her personal business. That happens to all of us. All of us have been up and down on the relationship wheel. But what I especially appreciate about her music is she tries hard to convey a message. That was the one of a kind and transcendent thing for me in this film. A message was clearly conveyed to everyone in attendance. When you think about music today, a lot of it is lost, man. Like, let's be realistic. A lot of music today is lost. And it's sad because the average artist does not think about their music influencing young people, middle-aged people, single people, married people. They don't really care anymore. So to see where she started from in 2006, around that age of 16, until now, some 33 years old, and how her music speaks to persons, that is what I care about when I pick songs. It could be a Chicken Nugget McGlock bringing out a new single. If the song has a message that is going to motivate, stir me up, and captivate me, move me to be a better person, move me to meditate, then that's okay by me. That is what I call and consider a real artist. A lot of that mainstream stuff today does not feature that. And so it only makes sense that they would not put certain songs in movie form, or certain concerts, I should say, certain artists may not have thought about that. Because it's all about the trend. It's all about this. It's all about that. So a message. What was the message? That no matter what time frame you got involved with Taylor Swift, maybe it was the Speak Now era. Maybe it was Fearless, the Fearless era, 1989, or perhaps the Red era. There's a story that this artist has been telling us. And the movie, the Eras Tour movie, it captures that emotion. So all in all, guys, I'm going to rule the Eras movie a 10 out of 10. There are some end credits that you might want to stay there and wait for. There's some bloopers. She shows scenes in connection with her concert where things don't work out, wardrobe malfunctions, people accidentally hitting her with things. And then throughout the credits, there is a nice montage of photos, videos, and connection with fans all over the country who've been able to see her concert and the effect it's had on their lives. The credits run for about 3 to 4 additional minutes after the film, and then there's a nice list in which they break down all of her songs performed in the film by her era. And what's interesting is she writes all of her own music. Not many people can say that. Every song that was on that screen, it had at least her name at the first or just by herself. I thought that was phenomenal. So guys, go out and see it. Go out and see it. AMC is selling buckets for this movie. I don't know if it's just a premiere kind of thing or they're going to keep selling them till they're completely out. But the bucket is $20, and it's money well spent. I think it's good, and I really enjoyed myself. All in all, guys, we love you. Stay tuned. The Cinema Scale has got so much more to show you guys. If you want to know what fails the Cinema Scale, what movie does not make the cut, click the next video. If not, linger on the page and check some other stuff out. Other than that, guys, love you plenty, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.